There we go.
Marantz.
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me clear?
Yes.
All right. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for pulling me up, Martin. Appreciate you.
Sure.
So I want to talk about GameStop fundamentals, and we could start at the beginning because I've heard your last two calls, and you keep putting out the fact that GameStop lost cash over the last 2 years. Essentially, the last 2 years is what I want to focus on. The cash burn that was missing is the $250 million worth of marketable securities that they bought. So they didn't necessarily lose that cash. It just got switched out. That's why the cash position, the shareholder equity position, didn't shrink the amount of money that you're reporting there. So that's the misconception. GameStop has a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. I'm just going to update my model here and pull it up on my other computer. Yeah. So last year, the company lost cash flow from operations, which has nothing to do with investments, right? It's operations only.
So when you look at it from that window, right, operations is one thing to lose cash. It's what they're supplementing with the cash loss. They're supplementing interest. So they're gaining interest from their cash position. So a company is not just operations, right? It's more than that. There's assets that have value. That's why they have a thing called book value, shareholder equity in that case. So GameStop's not losing, they're actually increasing over the last trailing eight quarters. They've increased their book value, I would say, so shareholder equity.
Well, you can raise money. When you raise capital from the markets, you can raise your book value literally by selling stock, right?
But they didn't sell stock in the last 8 quarters. They haven't sold stock just the first time in 3 years. So
they just sell stock, and
we're not talking about that number. That number's not included on your model anywhere. They haven't even announced the completion of it, as in it's still 305 million shares outstanding, not 351 or 306, I should say.
Well, you can do what some people call a pro forma, where you can put it in there yourself. But so I still you're talking a little fast, and I don't quite understand what you're saying.
You understand. You're a short seller. You're a stock guy. You're a finance guy.
I just want to run this. I just want to run this by you again because I really don't understand what you're saying. And yes, I have been in the markets a really long time.
I know. So that's why when I talk to you with the language, I know you understand.
Yeah, listen. I'm asking you.
Sure.
They have a cash flow statement.
Yes.
Cash flow from operations is negative 203.7.
Familiar.
You agree? Okay.
Yes.
That means they lost $204 million, their business, last year.
Yes, from the business standpoint, but there's more to that than what you see.
Well, hold on. What part of that is inaccurate?
It's not that it's accurate. It's saying your statement in a window, right? So there's more to a cash flow chart than just the one line you're reading. So if you go down another step, it's going to show you cash generated from other activities, right? From investment activities. So there's...
Well, how'd they make money investing? Help me with that one.
How did they make money?
Yeah, they made money investing?
Sure. There's marketable securities. They make interest off marketable securities.
Okay, sure. Yeah. But that goes to the net income. That's on the other side of the cash flow statement.
Right. So on the other side, when you make a blanket statement to say that they're not you're saying they're not a profitable company.
I don't know if you're confused or not, but that interest... Okay, so that interest is in the cash flow from operations.
Right. So when you go to I'm just going to tell you balance sheet, right, per se, at the very end when it says your net profit for the company. I'm just going to tell you every year.
Not on the balance sheet. Profit is not on the balance sheet.
Oh, income statement. Okay. We'll go down the line. Okay. Income statement first. Income statement first. GameStop has a positive position, a swing profit of $319 million over the last year. Trailing 12 is profitable by $6.7 million.
So I agree with you that on $5.3 billion of revenue, they had a GAAP net income of $7 million.
Sure.
That is 0% margin, but it is, something.
So when you swing it versus last year, the $319 million swing, you don't give anything for that, right? There's just there's no transition there. There's no headed in the right direction.
If they can be consistently profitable in 2024, I think that the market is already assuming that.
Yeah, and they are consistently profitable because of the one-timers, right? Adjusted EBITDA tells you this, that the one-timers they had to commitments versus to IMX and to other things, like these one-time cash outs. When they're telling you they're cutting down facilities, closing their fulfillment centers, shutting down all of Ireland, all of that taxation that they actually are selling off profit, the assets themselves, they're netting that profit. So for next year, right now, 2024 that we're living in, you're looking at $100 million worth of profit for this year.
Have they given guidance?
Yeah, well, that's already there.
Did they give guidance?
It's written, yes. It's written.
When do they give guidance?
Read it. It's in the 10K. I don't think you've read the 10K.
Did they give guidance?
They didn't give guidance verbally. They gave it written. Go read the 10K.
So I've run publicly traded companies.
I'm sure you have, and you did it at a terrible level because you got prosecuted for it. All right, you can't run a publicly traded company anymore. You can't be a CEO anymore.
Hold on. Yes, I can. But let's talk about that some other time because it's not relevant here.
Oh, it's very relevant because you keep talking on your experience, but you're not going to talk on the fact that you've been.
Well, I created a $1 billion company.
Yeah, and you got criminally charged for it, like the way you run your company.
I didn't get criminally charged for that. I got criminally charged for something else.
One of us here is a felon. Not me.
Fine.
It's you.
I'm proud of it.
I know you are. It's your claim to fame. That's why you're here in the moment.
President Trump's a felon too now.
Is that what he is? Because it's not full.
President Trump is a convicted felon. Yes.
Is that who you're going to compare yourself to right now?
Yeah.
As a libertarian, for that to play out, right?
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. So now we're still back on the topic of GameStop being worth $6. Can we get back to that?
I tried to. You brought up the personal stuff.
No, I'm just letting you know where you stand, where I stand with you. I've talked to you 2 years ago, and you don't remember. I talked to you out of your halfway house, and we were talking on Spaces calls every time that you were talking about AMC and Ape. And yes, we're like everyone else.
AMC went to zero.
We know. And we knew it was going to go to zero. We told the world about
it. Maybe you knew. Most people did it.
I've made 1,000 videos to say it. So
okay, good for you. I don't know who you are.
I know, Martin, you're going to act that way. It's okay. I have recorded phone calls.
There's a lot of people that thought that were bullish on AMC, and they got hosed.
Yeah, but I just think it's a private equity play, right? So I think private equity gets put out in front of you, and they put out misinformation to manipulate crowds and outcomes. And you would agree that that's how it happens?
No. What are you talking about? Private equity, like KKR?
Yeah, any of them. Yeah. Apollo.
What do they have to do with public markets?
You don't think they have anything to do with public markets?
Not really.
You just named a company like The Gap, where private equity is embedded in them, where they have debt of over $5 billion, long-term debt, $5 billion, compared it to GameStop, where there's zero long-term debt. And you're saying that's the company you'd rather be invested with.
Credit is not private equity.
No, that's who they're borrowing from. Like, think about it this way.
Well, these are financial firms.
Yeah.
In general, but yeah.
Yes. So who's willing to expand during an inflationary period, the macro environment you're currently in? It would be like death sentence to GameStop to expand right now, more so than to pay off their liabilities. You understand current ratio? Current ratio for GameStop is an all-time high. Rather than saying what the top line revenue has fallen off, understand that current ratio for GameStop is 3x. That means assets versus liabilities are 3 times better. The sheet is stronger than it's ever been. So it's not $6. I'll give you another thing. Martin. No, I'm going to give you another thing. $6 when we say cash, right? And we talk about market, and we're talking about shareholder equity. There's not a single company that you want to name that trades off of 100% of book value. They trade off of 1/5, 1/6. Like if I name Walmart, they're 1/6 equity per share, 1/5 equity per share max.
Of course, yeah.
So GameStop should be $30 if they're 1/5 equity per share. How does that rule work for everyone else, but not for GameStop?
People value companies based on earnings.
Based off earnings. So when GameStop shows that they're a profitable company, like they already have, what is the bear thesis then?
Well, they lost money last year. I don't see any guidance.
How did they lose money? We already established that they didn't lose money.
No, you didn't establish anything. You
keep talking about just
operations. You're establishing, but I see the number. It says
$6.7 million. That's what it says.
203.7.
$6.7 million.
That's net income.
Cash flow is I agree. It's a totality. You just can't grade a company off of one sheet.
So you can average them.
What was that?
Average them.
No, I'm going to average them and tell you what, this year, the trailing 12 moving forward is going to be $100 million.
Trailing 12 isn't moving forward. It's moving backwards.
Well, watch it. No, I'm projecting it for you because quarter one's already been projected. Watch, quarter one's already been announced, right? They already did preliminary numbers for quarter one. You correct on that? GameStop. I know you don't pay attention to it, but 8K, you want to talk about it tonight. They just did an 8K 2 weeks ago before the offering, and they showed you that they're going to only lose $20 million versus 51 last year. That's $30 million positive for the trailing 12. So now we're going to be at a $40 million company for the year on profit. Now we'll go with the next month and the next quarter and the next quarter. So eventually by the end, when they don't have commitments to IMX, when they don't have the one-timers that cost them money last year, they're going to be up $100 to $150 million for the year. Now we have a profitable company that makes cash, that makes money, and if you knew how they're actually attacking the liabilities, then you would understand the cash burn. The cash burn is just that.
I see that they pre-announced 27 to 37 million of net loss.
How did you not know this before this started?
I didn't.
That's my point. You were talking about GameStop and the worth that it is, but yet you don't even understand the current today.
I mean, it's still losses, my man.
Yeah, it's not losses.
That's 27 to 37.
You're trying to judge a retail company based off of their quarterly, not the full totality of the year. Christmas doesn't happen in quarter four for most retail companies.
They don't have 2024 guidance, right?
For the complete year, no. I'm giving it to you.
You're giving me your estimate, right?
I'm giving you the guidance. Yes.
You're not giving guidance. You're giving me.
I'm telling you where they're headed, what they're doing.
You're giving me your analyst estimate.
Sure, I'm the only one, right? Because how many analysts cover GameStop?
There's a lot of analysts.
How many analysts cover GameStop?
Oh, okay. Listen, you can't talk over me while I'm talking.
Okay, Martin, go for it.
The Wall Street consensus is that they basically break even for the next few years. Maybe they can grow faster. Wall Street's not always right.
So, do you look at FINRA?
What about FINRA?
Okay, so FINRA consensus for Wall Street projects that GameStop's going to increase top line revenue 15%.
Okay, I'm looking at Bloomberg.
Okay.
2025 fiscal.
Sure.
Down 10% for revenue. Down another 4% the next year.
And who is the analyst?
Let me take a look.
Michael Packer?
Give me a minute. You got Michael. You got Colin Sebastian. You got a couple other guys.
Nah, there's only two. There's only two, really, and they both work for
three total.
Yeah, three, but two out of the three once worked for Wedbush. All right, so one works for Wedbush and the other one used to. I'm familiar. So what I'm telling you is the analyst is going to say the same thing you're going to say. They're going to place their bet against Ryan.
Maybe they'll beat the numbers. I mean, I don't know.
They're going to, but you do know because you're sitting here talking about $6.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you don't know. I know that part.
I don't know what a company's future revenue.
No, I'm talking about current.
I don't know if you do, but
I'm talking about current. We're talking about current value, and yet you held a space yesterday where you got it wrong. Today you get it wrong, and you're going to get it wrong tomorrow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You didn't even know that they had an 8K.
Yeah, well, I'm putting it in my model. These results look bad, to be frank.
Yeah, well, you should put in the other thing you should put in your model is the fact that Roaring Kitty is one man, not a movement per se, but that one man is going to destroy everything out there. So all your buddies and friends who put you up to these charades that you do for interaction.
What are you talking about, buddies and friends?
I don't know. You tell me how you show up every time. 2 years ago, you showed up. 2 years to the month.
I warned you guys, and you should have listened.
Who are you warning right now about GameStop? How about this? How about when you're wrong?
GameStop shareholders.
How about when you're wrong about GameStop? Because you are wrong about GameStop.
A couple things. First of all, check your tone with me.
Oh, yeah.
Grown-ass man, you can have an adult conversation. If you don't want to, I'll raise my tone too.
Oh, there you go.
And we can scream at each other.
Sure.
If you want to scream at each other, I'm more than capable of screaming. Trust me.
I know you're capable of screaming. Look at this guy.
If you want to have a civil conversation, we can do that. GameStop's forecast, glad you brought it to my attention.
Guys, by the way, I'm muted.
Is that they're going to generate 872 to 892, right? Versus 1.237 billion last year. The worst quarter in the company's history, down 29% year over year. Now, I understand that sometimes a company has to shed its bad properties, right? It has to reduce its crappy stores and get back to a place where, they're only, operating their finest stores, the most profitable.
I'm still muted.
Well, it's hard for me to sort of see that they're doing that, given that they're still going to lose a boatload of money. The margins aren't materially different. I mean, losing 50 versus losing 35, that's not, if that makes you bullish, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem that exciting. Maybe the next quarter will go better. I don't know. But so far, I wouldn't get that excited about this quarter.
Okay. Fair enough. And I do stand corrected on the tone. It's just I have a lot built up, just like you would assume I would, because I'm a GameStop investor trying to defend it to the world. So I apologize.
Investing is not a personal thing. I mean,
it is for me. It is for me.
Maybe you should chill out.
No, I can't, Martin. I'm a GameStop elitist till the day I die.
A lot of people have hundreds of investments in their portfolio, and they don't get that worked up about any of them.
Nah, I have two, and this is one that I
diversify a little dog.
Nah, I'm way up. I came up 30% last year. Why am I down? I'm not down, and I'm green on GameStop. So
that's good.
I feel good about my investment. I feel good about the thesis moving forward. But if you understand that GameStop actually opened up 35 new stores last year, they closed 69, but that number is eventually going to go into the positive. They're eventually going to expand again.
That would be good.
And when they do that, that's going to be the moment that Wall Street gets it wrong, right? So
maybe.
And we've said this for years. They're going to get it wrong. It's going to happen this way, and it's not like some dream.
Confidence is important. You have to have conviction, but you don't know what the future is. None of us do.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? That's part of reality. That's part of investing. We don't have the future. There's a risk. If there's no risk, it'd be great, right? But unfortunately, I don't know what GameStop's next quarter is going to be. We can do our diligence. We can guess, but it's not really that easy to I don't know. I've been investing a long time, and every time I try to make predictions, I can do okay, but I'm not right every time.
Well, I know you're not right because I'm looking at it and you said it's $6 and you say, don't be stupid.
I think it's going to be $6. I think the company's worth $6. I don't see the retail business being profitable.
I've never seen a stock trade for 100% of book.
I've seen
no, but I'm saying realistically.
Hold on real quick. I've seen many stocks trade well below book.
Yeah, we have. And then what do? They get back to fair market value where they go way past it.
Sometimes they just keep going down.
Yeah, sometimes they keep going down when you're stripping assets and you're destroying them from within. That's the private equity part that you play off.
There's plenty of industries that trade below book.
And not retail, right? You're saying retail's on a downtrend.
Well, typically what happens in retail is they end up getting debt and they end up getting into this downward spiral.
Isn't that awesome? That we're not in that sector of decline?
GameStop's a company that, to me, I'm sort of shocked that they're going to have a sub-billion-dollar revenue company. It feels like, sub-billion-dollar quarter. Mm-hmm. Feels like they're going backwards. Eventually, maybe they will turn around and start growing. I hope so for your case.
Nah, the footprint's right. They don't have to grow per se. They just have to make more money, right? So if you look at it.
Hold on. So for a 10 billion market cap.
Sure.
Right. I pointed out two companies in the same space, the Gap and
with $5 billion worth of debt.
Gap and Bath Body Works with
even more debt, and they're run by private equity.
They're both profitable.
They're both run by private equity.
Okay, first of all, they're publicly traded companies, so they're not run by private equity.
Okay, if you think that.
Okay,
let's name them. Okay, if you want to go down this road, I know you want to defend private equity.
First of all, they're literally public companies.
Yeah, you don't think public companies can be run by private equity?
They're literally publicly traded companies.
Sure.
They are companies that have a diverse array of investors.
Man, read the script all you want right now, Martin. If you don't understand this is bad.
Private equity. There's nothing wrong with private equity. I don't know.
Okay, there's not, but there are vulture capitalists out there. So when you think about private, let me get my point out to you. Let me get my point out to you. I know you are, but listen, that's why I talk to you. But when you think about private equity, let's take a company like Kohl's right now. Kohl's has a CEO that is Thomas Kingsbury. He was put there by private equity. He was put there by Selman and Kura.
The owners get to name management.
Yeah, but that's private equity. They're the owners of the shares. It's not like they're publicly. The shares are not owned by private equity. That's how Bed Bath & Beyond got into their business. Big Lots. The list goes on and on.
It's a misnomer. Private equity means literally the company's private, right?
No, it does not mean that. That means that you can. No, listen.
I've been on Wall Street a long time. It
doesn't matter what you say because there's LBOs, right? Leverage buyouts. So when companies go public, and you know this part, that's why I don't like it when you act dumb. Look at this.
I do.
Yes, private equity goes public. And when they go public, they plant their people. Anymore. Yes, I understand that. But they leverage the company on debt and they put with their people in place. This is AMC, right? Apollo and JP Morgan owned AMC in 2001, 2004, went public. What did? They put Adam Aaron in place, one of their guys, an Apollo guy, and then they leverage the company on debt, and then they just make money off the assets themselves. So everybody carves out assets at that point. But that's what Bed Bath & Beyond did. That's what Big Lots is doing right now. Big Lots CEO came from what? From every other company. You guys got to know these guys. The chairman of the board on Big Lots, just so you know, is actually the CEO of Kohl's. Maselman and Kerr own the same thing.
Bath Body Works is only owned by publicly traded companies and hedge funds.
I love you.
What?
You know I do work, right? I don't know if you know this, but you're gonna
listen. I'm trying to stick to the facts. I'm not trying to tell you.
I know you are.
Bath and Body Works, Vanguard, T. Rowe, BlackRock, Third Point, Lone Pine, State Street, J.P. Morgan, PrimeCap, Geode, Steadfast, Champlain, zero private equity.
Okay, so we'll go to the first one. We'll go to the executive chair first. Let's see where she comes from. From Knoll Inc., Herman Miller Inc., and she used to work for Global Investment Banking, J.P. Morgan Chase. So she worked for J.P. Morgan Chase for 30 years. Okay. I just want to put that out there. No, this has nothing to do with business. They don't understand retail. This is what you call the retail apocalypse, right? So,
the CEO has industry experience.
Oh, has industry experience. Okay. So then the next guy used to work for what they call Tiffany's and jewelry. That has a lot to do with Bed Bath & Beyond. I know it does. Or Bed Bath & Body Works.
Yeah, this is Bath & Body Works.
Yeah. Congra Brands was owned by Apollo. Right, so we know that they're owned by Apollo.
Listen, private equity plays a big role in American business. What
I know, but you're trying to play it off like if they don't have any influence on the outcome of their decisions of the company.
Not in the case of Bath & Body Works. They're all hedge fund shareholders.
In this case, for Bath & Body Works, these people that are in place right now just leverage this company to the nth degree. Do you know how much money that they're leveraged?
The company is growing and profitable.
How are you growing during this inflationary period when interest rates are sky high?
I can't say the same for unfortunately for GameStop.
You would never want to grow at the same time as GameStop. You don't want to grow right now.
You like shrinking.
Think about this. I do like shrinkage. Right when I'm out of the shower. Listen, Martin, there was a board of director at GameStop. Okay, we're talking about GameStop. Check this out for me. Just hear me out. All the board of directors were private equity. KKR, the whole business. And we know Bill Simon's one of them.
Why are you so obsessed with this? Who cares?
Just listen, and you're going to understand. Ryan Cohen comes in, does a hostile takeover, kicks out private equity. GameStop survives. They don't go bankrupt. But when you look at a guy named J.K. Schmack, whatever the hell his name is, he's on the board of directors at Bed Bath & Body Works. He's previously GameStop. Because he was previously private equity put there to destroy the company. He's at Academy Sports and Outdoors. They're there to leverage the company and destroy it as well from within.
Okay, you don't like private equity. You got it.
No, how could you? How could you name a retail company?
They make money? I don't know.
No, there's 154 retail companies that have gone out of business since 2016 because of private equity. It's so.
No, they've gone out of business because it's a shitty business.
Wrong. When you leverage your assets, you go ahead and sell off all your properties and lease them back from a private company, real estate company, and you're not going to think that's going to matter?
Look, I mean, if no private equity company wants their company to go bankrupt.
They all do. That's what they're doing.
No.
There's one company that wins here. It's called Amazon. Everyone else loses. Yes. They all make money based off of the assets they sell. Everything they carve out. There's a book out there. I know you read books.
I've done private equity.
I know you.
Nobody wants their
read the book.
To go bankrupt.
Read the book called The Caesar's Palace Coup.
Listen, I know what you're talking about. It's generally the playbook for private equity is to improve the business, have it succeed.
How could you say that with a straight face?
What are you, crazy? Look at Sycamore Partners.
Am I crazy? What's the mortality rate? Okay, what's the mortality rate for a private equity? I would tell you, like hospice center or anywhere like old folks' home.
Now I think you're like.
No, I'm asking you. It's statistics.
I think you're like seething for no reason.
No, I'm not seething, Martin. Don't do that.
Let me finish.
Yeah, but don't trivialize what I'm telling you right now. Don't do that.
I am trivializing because I don't think it makes sense. But Sycamore Partners is the most well-known, most well-regarded retail private equity. They do the best job. They buy companies and then take them public. They fix them, take them public. They are not trying to go bankrupt because their limited partners would be furious. Because let me finish. When you buy a company for $1 billion and take it public for $4 billion, you make your partners a fortune, right? And
I'm familiar with 2 and 20.
You get your fat payout and you're happy.
I'm familiar with 2 and 20. Yes.
When you buy a company for $1 billion and it goes bankrupt and you try to salvage the pieces and you get $200 million out of it, it sucks.
Okay, so
you do have to try to salvage it.
So now that you're talking about LPs and GPs, and let's talk that out for a minute, okay? So okay. I'm a GP.
I don't know what this has to do with GameStop, but
well, it has everything to do with GameStop because
if you say so.
Well, because private equity was in GameStop and Ryan Cohen kicked them out. And now they're trying to destroy it from the outside in.
What difference does it make?
What do you mean?
We're talking about the stock now.
Yeah, the stock now is fighting what? Logistics? Let's think about it. Final delivery. Let's talk about GameStop for a second. They used to use freight via Yellow, and they can't use Yellow because they went bankrupt, and that was a Apollo-run company. And when you look from the outside in, now they're using direct from store-to-store omni-channel marketing and sales. They have same-day delivery, and they're using Grubhub instead of the actual freight itself. This is how they're becoming a better business.
Well,
But-
look, I mean, I hope that they become profitable.
No, I'm with you on that, but I don't want you to just step over it and marginalize what I'm saying to you.
Well, it's up to me to decide how much
I know, because it's your
credence
space, right?
No, listen.
There's 1,000 people here that want to hear what I'm about to tell you.
Listen, man, you got to be, I can do what you're doing. I'm very good at it. I'm trying not to be that guy. If you want me to be that guy, I will. I'll be annoying. I'll be really sharp and tart with you. And I'll run circles around you. But what I'd rather do is try to have some meeting of the minds. So you sound like you have half a brain. The company's shrinking. The company's losing money. The company's worth $10 billion. The companies that are worth $10 billion need to be profitable. They have to make huge strides, almost, I would argue, impossible strides, to get to a place where it makes sense to buy the stock for the price it's at. Like I said, there's an array of companies you can buy for the same price that make money, that grow, that do all the things that are normal. And the reason that you're paying $10 billion for this is because it's an inflated price because of social dynamics. Without those social dynamics, stock would be at like 10. And that's, you can sort of divine and like create reasons to be bullish on it. Most of them are kind of hope-based. Maybe they'll come true, maybe they won't, I don't know. But I'd much rather not have to pay that tax. That hope tax is like a 50%, 100% tax. Why pay that tax when you can find a stock that's undervalued?
Thank you for that, Martin. You don't have to mute me to get your point across. I promise you. You just say, "Hey, Marantz, keep it down for a minute," and I'll keep it down for you. Here's what it comes out to for me. I gave you the measurables, right? This is how like values measured on the stock market. Measurables. People use all different measurables they want. I'm using book value as an indicator or as a price anchor for what the actual value is. 1/5, 1/6. No company trades at 50%, and it's a profit. No, listen, you didn't let me finish. And it's a profitable company, and it has the social sentiment that GameStop does. Right, the recognition, the brand recognition alone is worth more than what you're giving it value for.
If they were profitable, that cash flow from operations would be a positive number.
So, what are you going to say next year when they are profitable?
I think if they're profitable next year,
are we having another? Are we going to have another Spaces call?
You'll have a lot to crow about.
I know I do. But
you will. Okay. You will have a lot to crow about. You don't know if they'll be profitable this year. I don't know if they'll be profitable this year. The company hasn't said they'll be profitable this year. You hope they'll be profitable this year. They lost $250 million last year. So they have to make $250 million more than they did last year, and the quarter one doesn't help them.
They don't have.
They're already 30 in the hole from that. Quarter one, they dropped 29% in revenue. That's the biggest revenue drop in the company's history. Now, again, I understand they're pruning stores, but 882, I'm just looking at the model. I mean, it's bad. 882 for the first quarter is the lowest quarter in I don't know how many years. They haven't had a quarter this bad. Now, again, maybe this is what they need. Maybe they need to skinny down to those very positive, cash flow positive stores. And maybe, like you said, they lost 55 last year. They're going to lose this quarter.
Yeah.
They're going to lose
51.
30 something this year. Mm-hmm. And that's a very small improvement. Maybe that'll translate to more improvements every quarter, a 20 million each quarter. Maybe last quarter it'll be even a 50 million improvement. That adds up to not profitable. And then inevitably, right? I mean, 250, you do the math, negative 250 plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, plus 50. That's still negative 110.
Martin, it's so easy to judge a business based off of the macro environment that they're stuck in, right?
I have nothing to do with the macro environment.
You don't think so?
Saying,
what's consumer spending? What's the CSI?
Let me finish. I'm just saying that Q1 is 20 million more profitable than last year.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. Of course it is.
I mean, we're sitting here talking about GameStop's worth $6, right?
Yes.
So, but according to the metrics that you're measuring, it should have been bankrupt and gone 2 years ago.
Well,
It was negative $500 million for the year.
You can, I mean, if you lose 150 a year, which has been their average, it would take them 8 years to lose all their money.
Okay. Is that how you do your math?
I mean, that's literally 8 times 150, right?
Yeah, but that's not the right math.
Well, okay. Why don't you show me how to multiply?
Well, look at it. Look at the assets and tell me how they're shrinking, or are they increasing?
They're shrinking. The
assets?
Well, the revenue is shrinking.
I know, but no. You keep talking about revenue, but we can always talk about profit.
It's important
right?
in the business.
No, profit is important. Just
Revenue
because you
and
price
profit are
anchored
important.
revenue.
You can't have one without the other.
Yes, you can. Let me explain. I'm explaining to you. No. You can't have growth without the other. But here's the difference.
You need revenue. You need, that's something that you need.
You're price anchoring the growth because they were overstored, right? This is why I talk about private equity. Private equity went into GameStop and overstored them. They opened up 7,600 GameStops. They didn't need them. They're down now to where they can actually become profitable, where they're supposed to be.
Let me ask you a different question. Let's try this. What do you think the 2024 revenue will be?
$100 million.
2024 revenue.
$100 million.
Revenue.
$100 million.
Okay, so revenue is sales, and the
are you talking about like overall, like top line revenue? I'm so sorry. When I see revenue, I think about profit. I apologize. So let's talk about revenue. I'm in the world of different sales. So go ahead. You saying top line revenue? Let's just call it $5 billion.
Okay, so I don't see how they can get there because if you look at Q1, they've said 882, right?
Sure.
That's down 29% versus last year. Okay, so if Q2, how much down do you think that will be?
I don't know. You seem to like the number 25 a lot. Well,
they were down 29%, right?
Sure.
That's the big revenue drop.
Any games coming out quarter two? Probably not. Maybe they lose 25%.
Okay, so I just gave them 20 for the benefit of doubt.
Sure.
And then I did that for the rest of the year.
Sure.
Maybe I'll lighten it up to 15, and then I'll lighten it up to just 10. That is 4.3 billion.
Perfect.
Okay.
4.3 billion. You think that number's coming in?
That's the number I'm getting. I don't know what you think.
It's okay. Now watch this. Now that they lost, $650 million from 2022 to 2023, how much gross profit did they make versus the previous year?
It's been pretty flat.
Pretty flat?
Yeah.
So hold on. Profit. They lost 650 million top line revenue, and they're still flat on profit. They made profit, but they're flat on profit.
Yeah, gross profit. Yeah.
Yeah. So my point is to have increased profit and top line shrinking. Let's just shrink it a little bit more, and maybe we make some more profit.
Well, eventually you can't shrink it to zero.
We know that. That's called capitulation. That's where we actually change and we go the other direction. So I'm asking.
So how much? So you think that 100 million is the profit for GameStop?
I'm ballparking. I'm being fair.
No, that's perfectly fine. I mean, if they can do 100, 20 times earnings is 2 billion.
Sure.
Okay. And the 2 billion they have is 4 billion.
Yep.
They have 300 million shares outstanding. So that is a $12 stock, and I would not want to be long it.
A $12 stock when you're going just 100% on what you see, because there's no sentiment there, right? And there's no supply and demand.
Sentiment is not something you can sell to somebody.
Okay.
Right?
How about supply and demand? Could I sell that to you?
Of course, but as a long-term investor, I try not to worry about sentiment and that stuff when it could come and go very easily. As you know.
So who do you think's selling? I'm just curious. Because it's not Roaring Kitty, it's not myself, and it's not Ryan Cohen.
I don't think about that when I invest. I think about, is this company making cash flow? What's that cash flow worth? What am I willing to pay for that cash flow? And listen, I think you can be much more generous with 100 million.
Oh, I know I can, but I was just ballparking it for you.
Let's assume they grow the following year to 200 million. And then we give them a very generous multiple of 30 times.
Can I make an announcement though? GameStop
you're cutting me off.
Oh, no, I just want to tell you an update right now. GameStop's up
maybe
8% right now.
Coffee or something like that.
No, GameStop's up 8% right now while we're talking.
I'm on
it's still going. Now it's up 9%.
To finish the thought.
Okay.
So let's say 200 million for 2025, 30 times earnings.
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to mute. That's 6 billion. Add 2 billion for the cash. That's 8 billion. 8 billion divided by 300. My cat is literally on my computer right now.
Awesome.
It is $27 stock. It's roughly where it's at now.
Yeah.
So they need to, right. So that's no upside.
Yeah, I know. That's also considering no cash infusion.
Listen, I don't know why you like interrupting me, but so if they can somehow, no, that's including their cash, right? 2 billion plus 6 billion. So if they can go from losing hundreds of millions of dollars a year to making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, literally, which is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. The stock has no upside. They would have to get to 3 or 4 or 500 million in earnings every year.
So we'll be there.
Which is possible, hopefully, right?
I know, but so wait, that's possible. So now we just went from $6 in 2 years. Now we're up to 27. So I love where you're headed.
No, like I said, I been doing financial analysis for 25 years. It's very easy to dream yourself up the rosiest scenario. I don't think it's going to happen. You think it's going to happen. That's what markets are made of. I hope that you're right for your sake. I don't have an axe to grind here. I think I'm right, of course. There's bragging rights in my case involved. You have an investment. I wish you the best with it. But I'd rather not pay for a turnaround that hasn't happened yet, especially, I know you think the world of management, but to me, the NFT boondoggle does not fill me with confidence. If it were my manager, I would be, some people talk about a long leash or a short leash. My leash would be getting shorter on Ryan after that NFT boondoggle. I would have given him a long leash and said, yeah, man, fix the company, do whatever you want if I was on the board.
Okay, right. I have a question, Martin.
After this, I'd be tightening the leash and saying, well, Ryan, that NFT thing didn't go so great. I hope you can figure out what's going on before I lose even more confidence and have to find a new CEO.
So, Martin, I have a question for you because you were a CEO of a publicly traded company, and I'm sure you made a lot of wishes or promises to people. And I'm sure one of your selling points was the fact that, you're in your 30s and you're running a billion-dollar company.
Sure.
And you have so much runway in front of you. And you can make mistakes. In business, there's a mountain full of mistakes. There's clear Pepsi at one point, right? So sure. I think about it like that. I treat GameStop as in Ryan can make a mistake.
No, yeah.
He can bounce back from it too because he's young enough with enough money in the bank and enough runway that I'm willing to invest with a 30-something-year-old billionaire.
Now, let me say this. Mistake after mistake after mistake, you tend to lose confidence. So he doesn't have that many mistakes left. Another big boondoggle like NFTs, I wouldn't. Now, listen, if he comes out with some genius move, as you know, I'm friends with Palmer Luckey. There's a partnership there to sell a new piece of hardware. Maybe that'll add to growth.
Did you go ahead and check it out already?
I knew about it well before everybody else.
There you go, the Mod Retro, guys. It's the new Game Boy.
Yeah, I knew about this months before anybody, and I was one of the first people around the Hoop and Oculus and Anduril and all these things. But point being that, look, I hope he can figure it out. The last yardstick I can use on the guy was this NFT boondoggle. If he can come up with something great, it'll remove that memory. We'll never think about it again, right?
Hey, well, let me thank you for your time, okay, Martin. And I just want to say this as I exit, that you'd be a hell of a friend to have if Lucky Palmer's your friend, and he just signed a deal. Palmer Luckey, he's your friend, and he just signed a deal with GameStop, and they have a new product coming out, and here you are saying that GameStop's worth $6. What type of friend are you?
It has nothing to do with
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
GameStop's just a distributor.
Yeah, that's all they are. Right?
That they distribute his product.
Ride the wave while you can, even for you and your interaction. Good luck with you, punk.
What a weirdo. Look, GameStop is
I'll leave him right where he's at, bro. Leave him right where he's at. Yeah, no time for that kid. Over here saying, Palmer Luckey's my buddy. GameStop this, GameStop, Ryan Cohen, he's a failure. And then here you are, riding the dick that is GameStop in this mountain that we are. Let me tell you guys something. I didn't even read the chat one time. I had the screen on the other side. They want no part of me, guys. I got that guy to turn his shit from $6 to 30. Oh, wait a minute. We're back at 30. Keep doing your financial analyst there, Martin Scarelli. I told you guys, I'll talk to the kid every chance I want. We've been live for 4.5 hours, Martin. I was live for 4.5 hours doing that. On my feet. I don't have a seat. Well, you're sitting there talking about my cat's on my keyboard. Hold on, let me Google that 8K. How don't you know this shit in your head before you have 1,000 people in there talking that bullshit? I already told you guys, I'm GameStop till the day I drop. I don't understand why people can't get this out of their head. GameStop's the most profitable company they don't want you to know about. So they deploy guys like this who are private equity, who are short sellers. He knows the language I'm speaking. And he asks, whoa, hold on. What did you say? What do you mean? What I mean is individuals like you that are deployed by, he worked for Kramer for goddamn sake. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. They manipulate media, guys. They use YouTube. They use Twitter. They use Discord, except he doesn't know I'm recording. He doesn't know the platform I have. He doesn't know shit about me. He doesn't know. Guys, at the beginning of this stream, 4.5 hours ago, I played clips of Martin Scarelli and his interview that we did from years ago, 2 years ago. I have all the receipts. I have everything, Martin. You're not built for this shit, kid. You come when the wave's there. You know, have you ever tried to catch a wave and you're surfing? You ever seen those guys who have to position themselves and get ready for this wave to come? That's you. You know who I am? I'm fucking Tom Hanks, bro, with a ball named Wilson. And I'm right there just flapping in the damn. Yeah, but I'm surviving for 4.5 years on an island that is GameStop. And I'm going to come out bigger and stronger than ever. You don't have a clue. You don't have a goddamn clue what GameStop is. And if you guys are here for the first time, welcome to it. Welcome back to Marantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Martin Scarelli can't see me.
Welcome to Marantz, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight pack and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow Simeons, GME group singing the truth. We just chilling, infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Marantz. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henry the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or superstition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Marantz. 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 Welcome to
There it is. There it is. The best song in America. Welcome back. Welcome back to Marantz. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Martin Scarelli, these nuts, just found out what it was. He doesn't know who he's talking to. Bro. And shout out to Cosmic. I see you in the chat, baby. Cosmic Lightning Warriors, huge supporter of GameStop. And everyone else in the damn chat. You're all part of the crew. You know how it goes down. But I already told you, when I have the chance to go speak on it, I'll speak on it. Only when it's one-on-one. And then fool had to mute me like 4 times. Oh, you're talking over me. If you want to get tough, what are you going to do, bro? What are you going to do? You weigh like a $105, man. I swear to God, this kid. Malnourished in prison? That didn't look good on you. I bet you were giving out a lot of financial advice. A lot. And you know what I mean. Put that money on the books, guys. Please, somebody help me. Oh, my God. Yes. I know. You're the guy who said, I just want to play checkers. I just want to play checkers. I know we have an hour outside, but I just want to play checkers. Hey, Martin, get over here and hold my pocket, Martin. Yeah. And that was the weak guy at the prison. Anyway, back to the chat, back to the channel. I'm sorry I neglected you guys the whole time, but I had to put somebody in their place. I had to tell them what it was. See, that boy's going to say it with your chest. Pump, yeah. Nah, they're not ready, guys. They're not ready. Do you know what 6 feet, 240 of army muscle looks like? Hey, guys, 239. I've been losing weight, baby. I've been running on empty. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm running blind. I don't even know what Martin's trying to find. $6 a stock. Got this dude to change his tune, didn't I? Then you have to start pulling out your, hold on, let me check that filing. Let me do this. Are you talking out of your ass again, Martin? Oh my God. Marantz called this 4.5 hours ago. And then what are the chances somebody comes in the chat and they're right there, they go, hey man, Martin's live right now. I said, oh really? Oh, you guys think I'm scared of people? Oh, you don't think I know how to spit that shit? Hey, Martin, I know more than a little bit. Yeah, he said, you sound somewhat smart. Really? What do you sound? You sound like a yuppie. You sound like a dude born with the silver spoon. Oh, no, you weren't. You're a thug, bro. You've been to prison. You and Trump, huh? No, not my president. Oh, me and Trump, we got the same. He's not a... Shut up, punk. Don't ever put yourself in that light. You can't vote, kid. You don't own a firearm. I'd pull mine out, but I might get shut down over here. I don't know what's going on. What can you do? Martin Scarelli, all you can do is serve my burrito. Because that's the only people giving you a goddamn... You can't pass a background check. Anybody want to hire this guy? I didn't think so. All his friends on Wall Street are hiring him to do some analyst job. Analyst. Do you not spell analyst? Anybody know how to spell it? A-N-A-L. That's all he knows how to spell. I know how to spell GameStop, babe. G-A-M-E. And stop the bullshit. Stop talking about it like it's not the real deal. I'm 5 hours into a live stream and I'm pumped because I got the real gear on. Check this shit out. The Haas Company. Right here. Be the Haas. You know what that means? I'll let you think what it means. Not gonna lie. I had to Google. Bondoodle. I don't know what the hell that means, bro. Just listen to me, okay? Listen, guys. Listen. I want you to know something. There is no way that a guy like that comes into this chat, into this channel, and I'm going to let him walk straight. I'm going to get him walking sideways. And I know hey, guys, he's in charge of his space right now. He's putting people on mute. Here you there. I'm the tough guy. Here, buddy. Why are you so animated? Why are you so... And I'm very endearing. Martin, you're right. I stepped out of line there. I'm so sorry. But by the way, back to it. You're still a bitch, so it doesn't change anything, Martin Scarelli. Okay? I don't know if you knew this, but America doesn't love you. Did you see the girl you used to date? Did you see her? She's shaped like a 12-year-old. And I'm talking about a boy that hasn't gone through puberty. And that's what your claim to fame is? Get the hell out of here, bro. Get out. There's a reason why you're sitting there in a halfway house. Yeah, with an ankle monitor on. Hold on. Can we play some checkers again? Look him up, bro. He looks just like me. Marantz, what do you think about Andrew Lev saying he built the short position by GameStop? Bluff or real? No, okay. I heard about it, Benjamin. We watched the video. He was crying. I like Andrew's new middle name. Andrew, nothing left. I love it. OJ damn shits. Get real. What was that? Cage match. Who? Guys, let me tell you something. There is no way on God's green earth any YouTuber, listen to me, even Chris So Jocketty's nuts, none of these dudes would, you don't want to walk in the same alley with me. I'm built different. I bite ears for a living, bros. I bite them. I don't let go. When I let go, the ear comes with me. That's the way it goes down. If you're not ready to eat somebody, don't come at me, bro. Don't do it. And that's all come and all eat. I swear to God. Don't do it, guys. You guys want to talk about financial information? You guys want to talk about GameStop? Fundamentally, every 8K, every 10K, every 10Q, every 13F, everything you want to read, this man has read it. And the whole history of the company. So when we're talking about where the company comes from, remember I was telling him about the origins of GameStop. I was telling him about private equity and how it all leads out. Yes, a former GameStop, think about this, guys. A former GameStop board of director is now the board of director over here at Bed Bath & Body Works or whatever. Here's my wife. Hey, how did the astronauts speak on the cell phones when they were on the moon? Yes, honey. Hi, I'm still live 5 hours later. How'd you do, honey? Tonight? Okay, what do you need me to do? You need me to drive you? Okay, cool. Yes. Oh, yeah. So do you want to come home and I take you? Okay, send me the directions to the hospital or to the dentist and I'll be there with you. I'm wearing these new clothes. You're going to like them. They're called Haas the Boss. They're sponsoring the show today. I don't know. They're cool guys. I look nice. I promise you. When you see me, you're going to want to You're not going to worry about that toothache. You don't want to hug me. Baby, I don't worry about no tooth pain. Won't worry about that. Tough that shit out. I love you, Mom. I love you. Root canal. I got you. Root canal. I'll figure it out. I got to go talk to these astronauts. We're going to the moon. I love you, babe. Hey, can I wear my helmet to the tennis? Okay, love you. Bye. Yo, I want to know how Neil Armstrong was on the phone on the moon, bro. I want to know how he did it. That's it. I can't wear it. She told me no, bro. I'm going to get that helmet too, bro. Yeah, you know what it is. Man, yeah, no, wifey had a root canal today. So they're doing some surgery on her mouth. She was hurting last night. I said, babe, what's wrong? She said, somebody ate. I don't know. My tooth is hurting. I guess it's really painful. I'm supposed to be that whatever. Oh, man, Jay, thanks for all the support. Everybody, thanks for all the support. That is over 1,100 members of the channel. Thank you guys for supporting the channel the way you do. Thank you for the super chat, Jay. Get him, Marantz, Chronicles of the GameStop, Log, Saga, Logic, blah, 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 Marantz, the Truth, and Marantz. Thank you, Jay. You didn't have to, but you know how it goes. Guys, we have over 1,100 members of the channel. We also have over 11,000 subscribers. Isn't that amazing? 11,000 GameStop elitists just walking through with our chest out, our sack rug, just dragging the floor. Ladies, I know you have you have probably boulder holders, but it's the same shit. I promise you. They don't want no part of it. Now, tooth pain is the worst? No, it's not. No, it's not. Tooth pain is not the worst. What the worst is Martin Scarelli parading around like he's some financial bro with some intellect that I don't know about. Hey, Martin Scarelli, you want to play baseball, bro? Do you want to play baseball? You got to be able to hit major league pitches, bitch. Not just swinging bats out here. You understand what I'm telling you? When it comes to finance, you better study every inch of that damn P&L, because I do. So when you say some bullshit, like GameStop's not profitable, or GameStop's only going to make X amount of dollars, or you don't understand adjusted EBITDA, or you don't understand the business model, or you don't understand what Ryan Cohen's really doing, then you're not ready for me. You're not ready for me. No. Hey, not like us. Yeah, they're all not like us, bro. All of these guys who support, AMC, Martin Scarelli, Bed Bath & Beyond, PP Seeds, none of them are like us. There's only one group that's like us, and it's called GameStop Elite Us. I see dead people.